Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Over the time since our last episode, we actually had a discussion and we were contemplating on the name of our podcast. So, we realized that when it comes to business in, but oh, see, I already got it wrong. And Buddies in Business podcast, we kept on like jumbling out the words, and then we decided, hey, it's quite a mouthful, so let's change it. So we are now called Hey Biz Buds. So yes, so hey Biz Buds. Okay, yeah. So welcome back to our podcast, to the Hey Biz Buds podcast. So today I'll be the host, and I am Liana, in case you don't know. Okay, so today's topic of our podcast will be something that is very close to my heart, and I want to get to know from the rest of them. Okay, so we are going to be talking about overcoming imposter syndrome. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, so imposter syndrome. What do you guys know about imposter syndrome?
Macam technical answer. You're looking for technical answer.
No, yeah, but I don't know. I just like, yeah. What do you know about it for imposter syndrome?
I think it's
Probably like low confidence.
doubt lah, a lot of
Mm.
self-doubt.
A lot.
There's all these insecurities and like your feelings of being unsure about whether I'm doing the right thing. Am I good enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Stuff like that.
I think from what I know about imposter syndrome, it's when you are when someone is like clearly what's that called? Clearly talented, but then they don't think that they are. So I guess that's a thing about imposter syndrome, right? Anyone here have any of you here like faced imposter syndrome before?
Yes.
I should say yeah.
All the time.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, let me like take us through like how it happens. Maybe let's start with Manisha. Like how does it happen, Manisha, when you have imposter syndrome? Like when does it like strike?
Right. I guess it happens when, for me, it's usually when I'm very overwhelmed with things or I don't get feedback or responses. So it's if I got a lot of work and I'm doing work, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, why am I like, is that it? Am I just doing work? Are people not responding because I'm not doing enough or I'm not doing good enough? Or, did I do something wrong? Or maybe I should just quit because, like, wow, nobody liked my work. Or, that especially actually just an example came to my mind all of a sudden, like, when you're on social media and then we've been putting out content so much, and then in particular content, you don't get any likes, you don't get any engagement, and then you're like, I thought that was such a good idea. And maybe I'm not good enough. I suck, and I'm not gonna do this again. Then you just like get into this like I don't want to do anything anymore because I'm horrible. I have all these insecurities in my mind. So it's all these accumulated emotions that come to you that just rush. For me, it's always that rush of emotions. It's not the trickling down. It's just at certain moments, just boom. It happens mostly during PMS, actually.
Like
You're a woman,
overwhelmed, right?
Yes, exactly. So there are a few moments that it strikes, but when it strikes, it is quite bad, especially before when I didn't know how to handle it.
Yes, yeah. Okay. I mean, how about Renee? Like
Okay, face your face.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay, because okay, usually imposter syndrome, I know that I think in the previous episode, Renee actually mentioned that you're actually a self-taught. I mean, like myself, I'm also a self-taught as well.
Yeah.
So and as self-taught, like for me a designer, or for yourself a video specialist, we're always like exposed to like people who are more experienced, right? Who has more experience in video or design, and we didn't go to design school or didn't go to video school, right? So naturally, I feel imposter syndrome will come into the picture. So like Rini, like do you face it as well? Imposter syndrome?
A lot of time, especially when I first started.
Mm.
But after a while, it was okay. And then I think when it hit like in after 5 years into the business, I felt the imposter syndrome got worse because
Oh.
of the new people, the new kids on the block. They are better, and then we have the more experienced ones. And then especially when you are consuming a lot of content, and then you also tend to see your competitor what they are doing, and I have kind of like a bad habit where sometimes I see a lot of my competitors what they are doing, and then after that I'll be like, okay, I'm not into, I'm not at on par, or I'm like, I can't do that kind of feelings. So now I've learned my lessons. I don't look at my competitors, but it's really more of just understanding what it's in the trend right now and see how I can make it my own or my way of doing things in the video business.
Right. Wait, I
Yeah.
think it's very interesting that you said that after 5 years it got worse. I would have thought like after 5 years it would have gotten better.
I think it's more of like wanting to pivot or wanting to be a lot more when I wanted to do a lot more things than what I used to do. So when
Okay.
I were to look at the other competitors who are doing the same what I wanted to do, I feel like I feel not good enough. The
Okay.
self-confidence just went low,
Right.
and then after that it went into the procrastination like we discussed
Okay.
last
Yeah, yeah.
episode, right? And then
Yes.
after that I didn't do anything. Yeah. So
Right.
previously I didn't have any like support system
Mm.
or friends to talk it out. So I have to be quick enough to switch my mindset
Mm.
to not be so taken with the feelings and the thoughts that I have with
Understand.
myself, that I know I have self-doubt, I have low confidence.
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
think if I were to dwell on it, I don't think I would survive 10 years lah.
Wow, 10
Yeah.
years. Okay, okay. All right, good. Thanks for sharing, Renee. Okay, maybe AJ. Oh, AJ is smiling that way.
Oh no, because I just saw her video. You move.
Huh?
It's
What?
like after you say you put your hearts out, right? Then you like leave the stage, right? So
Oh
really
yeah,
just
because
block
I wanted to do something.
So that's why I
want
was
to wipe
laughing.
one tear.
Emotional. Wipe the
Emotional.
tears.
Right, the tear so she of the video. Okay. I mean, I actually have a question. I mean,
To who?
personally, the question to
Everybody.
everyone,
Okay.
Okay,
everyone on currently right now. Okay, the Biz Buds. Okay, Biz Buds. Biz
Correct lah, Biz Buds.
yes,
Buds.
Biz
I
Buds.
say,
Correct, correct.
I say
Hey, Biz Buds.
I say Biz Buzz.
Oh.
Okay, there's a different there. Okay, okay. So my question to whoever is that this imposter syndrome, right? Do you guys think that if you're running your own business, it's something common that we all face, or is it something that there's a chance? Wait, let me rephrase and
Okay.
collect my train of thoughts. Okay, so this imposter syndrome, do you think it's something that everyone who runs their own business face, or is there a possibility that we don't face imposter syndrome at all? Yeah.
Very good
At all lah.
question.
I
At
don't
Personally,
all.
I feel
how?
there will
Mm,
there will always be a stage of having all this imposter syndrome, whether you
mm,
are just starting out or you are in the business for long. I
mm,
think there will comes a time where imposter syndrome will kick in. But I think it's good because you kind of like have a self check on yourself,
yep,
and also to definitely switch your mindset. And I think it's very important to have not just be good at what you do, but also to learn a lot more about mindset shifting,
Right.
learn a lot more of what about your character, about what you are capable of doing.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, I think it's not just about how to earn $10,000 a month, those kind of thing, like how to clinch this deal,
Yep, yep.
how to work with this client, how all
Yeah.
the flowers and that we see online, but
Mm.
to really sit down and always keep on pivoting and always learning how to be, I wouldn't say positive mindset, but it's good to have, because
Mm.
cannot be
Keeps you
positive every
grounded
time,
lah.
right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agree.
I mean, it's
How?
good to have some kind of like, not say negative thoughts, but it's good to have some kind of like feelings that
Reality
you
check.
are,
Correct. I
reality
mean,
check.
reality check
Yeah.
lah. That's
So
right.
then you know how to move forward.
Okay. How about How about Fitri? Okay, I think Fitri sounds a bit sexier today because she.
Okay.
Fitri, what do you think, Fitri? Like, do you think every
About
business
imposter
owner?
syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh, back to AJ's question.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't think it is. I mean, someone have to face imposter syndrome. You have to face. I
Mm.
don't think there's anyone out there that does not face with it.
Yeah.
Because I've actually looked up upon a few of our content creators, content marketers out there on Instagram, and I thought they were doing good. They were like so good. They went speaking on in another country and all of
Yeah.
that. I felt super good. But then I saw another post that they say they were battling with their inner demons, and I'm like, huh? Wait, you
What kind
just
of inner demon?
spoke
Right?
to yeah, you just spoke to a 200 audience and you tell all this. At first I felt it was like macam like okay, you're a human after all.
Mm.
But I guess these types of posters, these types of content actually brings the person I mean not down, but it brings the person into a more authentic
Yeah.
real person lah, real person.
Correct.
Well, then yeah, so I know that even if we all level up, that we will face imposter syndrome still.
Yeah.
I've got
AJ haven't
yes.
answered the question. Just
What's
now
the
AJ
question?
I
was gonna answer. Okay, what's
answer
the
the question with a question.
Okay, so what is the first question before my question?
Like, have you battled with
Imposter
imposter syndrome
syndrome.
before?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
my answer to that question is I don't know whether I
Right.
have or
Okay.
whether I'm not sure whether whatever I'm going through, it could be just a bad day or I'm actually facing an imposter syndrome. So
Right.
my answer is going to lead to another question. Like, what happens if we are not aware that we ourselves are going through it? Then how are there any like telltale signs? Are there any helpline? Maybe those who, like you guys have went through, like over the years, some people get better, some people get worse. So then how? So that's my question.
First answer is have a group of people.
Like this.
Right. Yeah.
The second one, sorry, Jenna, go on.
No,
It's okay.
go ahead. Continue.
I just wanted to share. There are times like you said, you just think it's a bad day or you go on a slump, right?
Correct.
Because they are like, for me, I'm a writer. I go through writer's block. It's a very normal thing. There are a lot of creative blocks. Once I was in a pretty bad slump. I couldn't write for a while. So I was listening to this podcast by, I think his name is Noah Kagan, where he shared that you should always keep like a folder of screenshots or snapshots of kind words that your clients or anybody you've worked with has said to you, even if just like a WhatsApp text of the person replying to something you did. Hey, good job. Oh my God, thanks so much. Just take a screenshot of it and keep putting it in a folder. So every time you're in a slump, even if you have a bad day, like you say, it's just, I'm not motivated to do anything. It's nothing to do with, oh, I suck or anything. It's just, I don't feel like doing something.
Yeah.
You go back and you look at it and you're like, okay, I did something for someone. Even if it's a small folder, you know that you had progress. You were appreciated. And that especially because we work alone so many times, like you guys are there to tell me, no, go on, go do it, Jayo, like go for it. But sometimes I'm like, maybe you guys are just being nice. Maybe you don't know what I'm doing. You don't know my work. And then I go back to my clients that kind words folder, and I'm like, okay, I did do good work and I can do good work. Maybe I'm just not feeling great, and I just need that burst of motivation to be like, okay, let's go, let's do this.
So that means do you set like
I
a
have that
folder?
folder.
I actually have a folder called
Wow.
Folders.
Okay,
I haven't
okay.
updated it in a while because I'm
I
lazy.
have a
But yeah.
review folder in my phone.
Oh, nice.
Like whatever
If you have Google
message.
reviews, better lah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, whatever my client message me, whether it's something small, like I love this video, even if it's just that, I will just screenshot and put inside my folder. Then I'll just keep
Oh,
reading sometimes.
wow.
But I think answering AJ's question, right? I think the difference between imposter syndromes and having a bad day, usually imposter syndrome can lead to longer days, like a longer period of time.
Yep.
But if usually, like for us, we have bad days, like today I don't feel so good because of my hormonal change, So probably
Cough,
today I
cough,
don't do probably today I don't do much work. I will just do like simple work because of my health and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But having imposter syndrome, I feel it leads to a longer period. It can be sometimes can be a year if you don't like treat it in that sense. If you are watching the YouTube, I'm using an inverted commas. Yeah. So I mean
It's the difference between doubt and burnout.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So when it's imposter syndrome, it's all these insecurity
Doubt,
issues that I
Low
cannot do
confidence,
it.
yeah.
I'm not good at doing it. But when I have a bad day, I'm lazy to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do. I just want to watch Netflix. That one not
Right.
imposter syndrome. That one lazy.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah, I think
I just don't have the
Yeah, no
capacity
motivation.
lah.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm done. I just want to chill. I just want to have a Sunday where I do
Yeah.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Then it's okay. That's so
Yeah.
normal to have.
I think imposter syndrome is more like, when you feel like a fraud or like a phony, right? Like, hey, why am I teaching? I mean, like, I think for me, it was especially so because I had to, I was self-taught, but at the same time, I was teaching design. So there was like a lot like, wait, why am I
Yeah.
teaching design? And I
Yep,
just like, learned it on myself. Yeah. So, but then there's also this thing, right? I like to always talk about this, the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Have you all heard of that before?
Yes.
It goes
No?
scientific already now.
It goes scientific, already.
Maybe in the video I need to put the map.
Yeah, that thing, right? Yeah. I mean, I came across that and I was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. Like for me, how the Dunning-Kruger effect works is that it will go up first. So basically, when you first learn something new, right, your confidence level will be really, really very high, like at the peak, right? And then after that, you realize that the more you learn about it, right, the more you learn about the topic, you realize that you don't know a lot of things, and that's when all the doubts like come in as well. So and then you go down all the way until you reach to a point where you start to realize, and you keep pushing, right, and you start to realize that okay, you are learning more things, you are like more confident of whatever that you know, and then that's when your confidence will go back up. Yeah, so I think just now where Renee mentioned that after 5 years she went all the way down. So I realized like maybe that's when like the peak was, like when you realize like, oh no, like I really don't know a lot of things,
Yeah.
and then that's when the whole confidence comes down. Like I think for me also, like in the beginning, how I even began like started out was with on the high note lah, because I was so confident. Like, I knew very little about design, but then I thought I was so well versed in it, and that's why my confidence level is very, very high. But I know like towards the third, fourth year, then I realized like, oh wait, I don't know a lot of things, and that's where it just went down again lah. So I think similar to yourself. So I would think that when to address AJ's question about, does every business owner have to face imposter syndrome, I would think that if they are very confident of their work, like if let's say they have a lot of experience prior to opening up their business, right, then I think they would have lesser chances of experiencing that, I feel lah, because I think it all comes together with experience and confidence.
But you're
Just now also
more
you did
sure.
mention about
Mm.
the more you learn, the more you
Mm.
feel that you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Totally agree on that, because I always believe in you have to unlearn to relearn.
Mm.
So the more you know, actually the more you feel, you know that you don't know a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for me, even though I'm already in the 10th year of business year, I mean I'm in my 40s, I tend to always keep on upgrading myself, because I know there's a lot of things that change, definitely, and we are all in the technology space, right? And in video business as well, it's always keep on changing. Business also does a lot of change. I mean, COVID taught us how to do everything virtual, so that is a change for us. So really have the hunger for knowledge as a business owner, because you need to really have the ability to unlearn and then relearn. Because if
Yeah.
you keep on telling yourself, I know this already, I know this already, I know this, actually you don't know lah. You know,
Yeah.
the more you say I know,
Yeah.
the more you say I know this, or I know like this one,
Mm.
that is actually for me personally, that is actually a sign that you are stagnant. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
something that you can grow anymore.
That's
So
true.
yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
that's my take lah.
I think one of the
Mm.
things you mentioned, like, changes in business, I think when like ChatGPT, became like
Yeah.
a hit, for
Mm.
example. I don't know if actually this is probably fine line. For me, I wasn't sure if it was imposter syndrome, because I'm like, I definitely will be better than an AI, right? I don't think my writing is probably
Yeah,
better than
yeah.
this.
Mm.
But that doubt, like, oh no, is my entire lifeline, going
Yeah.
to go?
Rice bowl.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I'm just gonna be broke now. No
Mm.
worker gonna hire me. Like so drama. But it's that confidence that you have over the years. And again, you're going back to all this talk about mindset, because there's things like you all mentioned, like competitors. We see other people do better, and you're like, wow, But it's that learning mindset that, okay, this person is doing well. That doesn't mean that I'm not good. It just means that maybe I have more to learn. I can learn from this person, or even can collaborate, or even there will be a time where you see someone who's doing so, like, especially on social media, like, wow, this person really, like, wow, like, what,
Upload every
10,000,
day.
20,000, 1 million, what's happening, You need to take a step back and say, no, that's not what I want.
You want,
I
yeah.
don't want
That's
to
true.
achieve that. That's toxic for me.
Mm.
So I'm just going to be like, that's not my target. That's not what I want to do. I have to take a step back and
That's
go.
the key there.
Yeah,
You need
like,
to know
okay,
what you want, right? You
exactly.
cannot be
Correct.
doing
Yeah.
things what other people are showing you.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because
that they
we get
achieve.
very tempted when we see articles. Like, I'm on Medium now, and I see like 5 figure, 7 figure, 8 figure, 9 figure. I'm like, bro, how many figure you got? But I'm like, well, if I earn 9 figures, I'll be very happy. But is that my target as one person? Like, physically, is it possible for me to do that at this stage? No, not right now. So maybe later lah. But now I'm like, okay, if I get 4 figure, also happy. Okay, okay, congratulations. Go buy bubble tea, Jay.
Yes, I join you. I join you on celebration.
Yeah, so I guess that's a mix of different things lah.
Right. Yeah. I think I agree also. I think Manisha was saying about collaboration and so on. I feel that's also very important. One of the things that I learned as well, when you are having all this self-doubt, right, like imposter syndrome, right, you are thinking like, oh, other people know a lot more than you. Okay, but then you realize that, oh, actually there are some parts that they don't know, and you actually know more. So that's when you have to like compliment each other. Yeah, I mean, of course there will be people who will always know a lot more things than you. I feel that, but the thing is, we can't like really like downplay our own strengths like a lot. Yeah, so that's the thing that I feel a lot of us who are facing imposter syndrome will actually have to overcome lah. Yeah, so previous strengths. Nice. So I think just now someone mentioned about strategies, strategies to overcome. So Manisha mentioned about keeping a folder, right, of reviews, Renee also. How about Fitri? What do you do? Like, if let's say this
Me,
happens.
I actually replied, I did the same thing.
I did the same thing.
I did the same thing, so I have a folder, but it's not on my phone. I need to save
Oh.
storage.
Okay,
So I
okay.
put
Mm.
it on my drive. So yeah, so
Right.
if I think that's one of the ways to overcome imposter syndrome, like
Yeah.
just review back, look at what you've done.
Mm-mm-mm.
Pictures also works very well. Like whatever pictures that you have
Pictures,
last time, right? Like
I
whatever
have
work that you have done
I have
last time.
notebooks of my like old writing when I was
Yeah.
younger, and I look at it, I'm like, what sis, what were you writing?
My videos went all the way back to 7 years ago, and I have it all in Drive. And I watch back, hey, I've done this for this project. I've done this for this project. So it's kind of like give me like
Yeah.
satisfaction. Yeah.
Also
yeah,
the
this
progress.
Who's that?
this kind of reminds me, Liana's post on IG story where she mentioned like she kept her previous post because she wanted to see how far she has
Yeah,
grown.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I
But of
think
course, some
it's
of
very
all
important.
the cringe lah, like overexposed, and the letters, why like this, the font, then why the angle like this, it's a
Yeah.
cringe work, but it,
But
I
it's always
improved.
nice to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
how
yeah.
you grow, lah. It's always nice to see how you grow. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I will look at my website. I will look at my website because I have the list of organizations I worked with, right? And I'm like, oh wow, I actually did this. But that's the thing. Sometimes I will disassociate myself, like, oh, that is not me. I didn't achieve that. So, so
That's
I
also
think
imposter syndrome, I think.
yes, I've battled it a lot. So I have to say this, but I think when it comes to imposter syndrome, it also leads back to, like, a lot of healing work and inner work and so on, like. So it could be like from the past, like how you're brought up, and yeah. So I think overcoming imposter syndrome would require a lot of work, a lot of inner work as well, in order to get over this and get better at it. Yeah.
And a lot of support.
Yes, nice. Okay, so I think we've already anyone else wants to add on about imposter syndrome? Maybe let's wrap it up. Okay, let's wrap this episode up on imposter syndrome. So maybe let's go one round. Okay, and share. Okay, what do you have the last remaining words about imposter syndrome to our listeners? Maybe. Let's start off with Renee.
Why me?
Because
But
most
okay, sure.
experienced.
I think you did mention about the inner work thing. I always believe in doing a lot of mindset shift, doing a lot of internal healing in that sense, because it's very, very much needed to run a business. And then if you have other responsibilities like being a mother, being a wife, being a caregiver. So these are some of the things that you need to switch between work and your other responsibilities. So internal demon, you need to fight it off. And as a business owner, don't just learn how to achieve your business in dollar and cents, but also achieve your way of business in terms of internal mindset. Yeah. So
Nice.
that's from
Okay. All right. How about Fitri?
Okay, imposter syndrome is okay. Facing it is actually okay, it's normal. All you gotta do is to just have someone to talk about it. Have your own pause, think it through, look back at what you've done, and slowly get stronger.
Okay, nice. All right, how about AJ?
Just find your tribe.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
just find your tribe, be comfortable, and I feel that whether is it a bad day or is it a imposter syndrome, whichever, being surrounded by amazing people really helps you go through the day. That's my piece of advice.
Totally agree. Okay, Manisha.
Then you leave me with nothing to say lah. They say everything already.
Then you closing lah. Need to do the closing.
Good
Yeah,
job,
I think
you know.
it's good job. Well done, everybody. I think it's acknowledgement lah for me. It's the fact that, like we were all talking about it and then we say, oh, I've had it. But a lot of us are scared to admit that we also have it. That's another doubt that we have. Like, I'm so insecure about what I have. I'm scared to tell someone else, what will another person say? They'll be like, yeah, what if someone even says, yeah, you're not good enough? Like, then what do I do? So I think it's acknowledgement that it's okay, like Fitri said, it's okay to have doubt, it's okay to have insecurities. It is very normal.
Yes.
But like collectively, all of you said, find your inner work, do it yourself, have your tribe, find strategies that work for you. Know that at the end of the day, as business owners, it's all about progress. It's not, like Rini said, it's not just monetary progress, it's also your healing progress. It is you growing as a person, as a whole person, not just as a business owner. It's just one aspect of your life. Sometimes I even feel like I feel doubt in my business world and the strategies I have, like kind words. I can take the same concept with my marriage life. Like, today I fight with my husband, tomorrow I read his messages, go back emo, cry. And I'm like, you see,
I love you, you love me.
Yeah, exactly. So it's that reflective process, and everybody goes through a different process. So
Definitely.
don't just say that, oh, this person did this, or like, I'm sure for all, like 5 of us are here, it's not here today, but all of us go through. We are similar. We all have folders, but some of us have it on the phone, some of us have it on the desktop, some of us want to print one poster on the wall. Everybody has a different way of doing it. It's okay. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice. So well said, ladies. Okay, I think for me, this is actually my first time hosting ever. So this is actually, I'm like, oh, I'm
After
actually
this,
battling a lot of self-doubt also. Like, oh, because there's AJ, there's Rini. I'm surrounded by all these people who are always doing podcasts. I'm like, okay, how do I end this off? And how do I host this? Okay,
and
yeah.
you never know. After this, Liana will have her own podcast.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay lah. Alright, so I think that wraps about the whole topic. And yeah, thank you so much, Liz, for sharing, and thank you, listeners, for listening to us ramble about imposter syndrome. So see you. Yeah, see you.
Can.
See you in the next episode. Bye.